What about now? Y'all can hear me now? Alright. And boy, oh boy, my stomach really does not feel good. Really just begin not to feel good. So I'm just trying to get this plan filed real quickly. Might need to take a pause on things if I go to the restroom. Okay. Gonna throw that on, and it'll only take me a few minutes to get everything up and running. Load aircraft fast. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go use the restroom. Alright, I'm back now. Apologies about that. I just got really sick then. Alright. Let me go ahead and get some of this information up. Alright. ADAK-ANCHORAGE. I do need to update the nav data here soonish. We are monitoring the com on 122.8. Speed bird 35 Papa. What does SimBrief have our cost index at? Cost index is 25. Cruising is 330. 4 minutes to IR alignment. I have a dog right here, and she's been very, very particular about cleaning this fucking chair, especially while I'm sitting in it. She has tried to claim the back end of this chair. You can sit here, bud. You can watch all the takeoffs and everything, but you can't sit there. Alright, let me just quickly set my other push to talk button. Alright, you wanna lay down right there? You can lay down right there. You just can't sit the way you were sitting. Alright. Have here our thing. ATC coming. I just need to get some METAR real quickly. ATSU data link. EOC menu. Weather. It's gonna be Papa Alpha Kilo is where I think we got the weather from last time. It's been nearly a week, and tomorrow night we have to do our weekly Heathrow to Baltimore. We have to tomorrow night. We go and get some METAR information. Yeah, this is where I got it from. Oh dear, this is gonna be interesting. The wind is 040 degrees, 24, gusting 44. Fuck. It's gonna be interesting. Alright, flight plan. 240 degrees. Departure. Only 23. We'll go straight out departure. Let's take a look here. So our initial on the fuel. Are you going to sit right there, or where you want to go? Where you want to go, bed? Go lay down. Bed. All right. Our zero fuel weight is 71123. So three, and then the GC for that is 26.6. That's what we're estimating anyway. Let's see here. Performance data. Alright, Squawk 2000 is in the box. And once again, apologies to everyone for the stream being so late. Alright, loading aircraft. How long do we have until we're loaded? Alright, let's see our performance settings. Sorry, departure performance. Sync load sheet preliminary, sync. Actually, what is our altimeter setting? Altimeter is 29 or 27. So extreme low pressure. 2927. Alright, FVT here. Probably not the best of ideas while I'm on the package, but no. I have to go upstairs during this. Try to get back of crisps or something. warranty, not great. Anyway, let's see here. The wind is 040 degrees 24. Oh yeah. Start looking for. Yep, everything there is still the same. Perfect. Actually, let me just get some brief to give me this information. We'll go Toga. Optima. Flaps 3. Toga. We still only have 143 feet of margin on a flaps 3 Toga takeoff. Okay, let's see here. Performance in terms of this performance that it's 138, 143. 147 on a flaps 3. Any trim we have to worry about? You have to get going. Let's see your trim. No, this doesn't work. This doesn't do trim. Toga. Alright, Toga takeoff it is. Low visibility, low everything. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to this. ADAK traffic, speedbird 35 Kappa, startup in position. ADAK traffic. Alright, parking brake set. APU on. Wing on. Beacons on. Strobies on. Go ahead and get all of that running. Alright, and then we're eventually will contact Anchorage Center on 132 decimal 300. And tonight, I know the title only says to Anchorage, but depending on timing, we are gonna probably try to get down to I think it's Vancouver. Vancouver's the goal, I think. Welcome aboard, Just Plain Stuff 747. We are starting up in position, or we're about to, once the APU is ready, here at ADAK. Then we'll be bound for Anchorage. Call sign is still British Airways, though. Alright, 132 decimal 300. Alright. This is going to be one interesting takeoff because... Perfect. APU available. APU bleed on. Alright. Ignition start. Start in position. Alright. Let me know how that sounds. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. Yes, Newsky, we can go and start that.
Thank you.
Alright. Yeah, so I know that the title says we're only going to get to Anchorage tonight, though quietly I have the goal of trying to get to Vancouver from Anchorage, doing the next leg, though I cannot make any guarantees. And tomorrow night is our weekly Heathrow to Baltimore, so I don't know. Gotta return that 772 though. As per my contractual agreement with AirNott. Alright, we have engine number 1 available. In the meantime, we can go ahead and do our flight controls check. That's the wrong thing. Flight controls. Flaps full. Full down. Right. Full down. Full up. Full left. Full right. Alright, let me go ahead and get the map up here. Runway 23, which means we'll have to back taxi runway 05. Get RAS up real quickly. Alright. Get RAS up. Hopefully it won't air out. Alright, no lights to take off then, so we have the low visibility. Alright. Flight control check, so we have the flaps are full. Maybe a flaps 3 takeoff for today. Oh, I went with the fly-by-wire A380. If you're using 2020 to start dialing settings down eventually, it'll get to a pretty good point. If you're using 2024 though, aside from better PC, I don't really have any advice. Get a better PC is the best advice I can give you there. Or wait until, I guess, I think it's AnyBuilds next, who's working on the 380. I really can't. If you're using 2024 though, I can't give you any advice. If you're using 2020 though, then you have hope. You have to dial a few things back, especially dial the texture resolution back and make sure you're using only the 4K version. But outside of that, that thing hits hard on the system. That thing unfortunately hits really hard on the system. Alright, let's see here. Shocks. Alright. Taxi via Alpha. ADAK traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa, taxiing via Alpha for runway 23. ADAK traffic. Alright. Let's get a move on. I'd help if I don't have the parking brake set. Yeah, for 2020 though, dial back the texture resolution especially. Yeah, if you dial back the texture resolution, then it should work pretty well in 2020. In 2024 though, no ideas. There's a reason we don't. There's a reason that it's been a minute since we last flew the 380. Since we last flew the 380 on the channel. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Alright, auto brake max. Ground spoilers. Flaps to 3 now. Gotta be really careful within these buildings. In the 321, not an aircraft meant to be here. Alright. Cabin should be ready now. APU off. As for my note up there. Alright, let's get out of here. Thank you, cabin.
The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Thank you, cabin. Actually, a bit late. We can even take this. You can take this taxiway now. For 2-3. Quite heavy. Ramming lights are on, everything is on, strobe's on. This looks like it's gonna be fun. We have a bit of a mountain right there as well that we gotta caution. We're gonna get airborne and turn. It's gonna be the goal. Get airborne in 10. You can be going a little faster here. What do you mean? Wait, what the fuck? Oh my word, that's just the wind. That is just the wind. It'll be a miracle if we get this thing off the runway. It'd be an absolute miracle if we get this thing even off the runway. Absolute miracle. Giving it a fair amount of engine power as well, and we're barely moving. Barely moving. Yet somehow this thing says our ground speed is definitely not what it is. Alright.
Approaching 2-3.
ADAK traffic, speed, we're 3-5 Papa, lining up runway at 2-3. ADAK traffic. This looks brutal. This looks absolutely brutal. ADAK traffic, speed, we're 3-5 Papa, taking off runway at 2-3, straight out departure, turning direct Lanark. After departure, ADAK traffic. Alright, this is about to get interesting.
On runway 2-3.
Very, very little room for mess up here. Alright, landing lights are on, everything's set. Alright, reject if we need to. Toga set. Engine spooling up. We can reject if we need to. The winds are just barely appropriate for this kind of weather, for this aircraft. We should be live. 80 knots. V1 and rotate.
Too low terrain.
Gear up. Holy, that was close. That was close. That was close. No, keep that on for right now. Just lever to climb. Again, put some flaps away. ADAK traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa, heavy, straight. Speedbird 35 Papa, now
Terrain
airborne.
ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Oh dear.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Oh dear. ADAK traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa, now airborne, passing 3,000, climbing now to level 330. ADAK traffic. Oh dear. That was, I really thought I was going to crash the aircraft just then. We'll continue climbing. I really thought I was going to crash the aircraft just then. Not in any way, shape, or form whether you'd want to fly in. Holy. That was difficult. Alright. That was stressful. We very nearly crashed the aircraft there. We very, very nearly crashed the aircraft. And that was a toga takeoff, flaps 3, giving it with a 40 knot headwind. That was best case scenario for it. That was best case scenario. Yeah, I want flaps 1 right now. Just give me flaps 1 so you don't stall it. What was that about? What was that about? Ouch. Yeah, we'll keep it climbing for right now. Get the speed level, get airspeed up, because we are still a little not great on airspeed. All right, now I can go flaps. Gears up, good. Oh dear, that was rough. And look at this pitch, and we're still not. Begin to climb now. Oh dear. This should be like an A319 flight, just to be crystal clear, but I don't exactly want to do the A319 in this short of leg. That was a very, very challenging takeoff. Alright. Autopilot on now. Yeah, I know the speed limit was exceeded. Alright. Now that we're airborne, we'll be contacting center soonish. We can go direct to now. .vor. Whatever VOR that is. Saying ice detected. Yeah, I bet ice was detected. I bet. Speedbird 35 Papa turning now direct Delta Uniform Tango. Dutch Harbor VOR. Traffic. Alright. Get our airspeed up. 43 knot wind. Hey Seb! Just wrapped up landing up America. Nice. Nice. We just departed in some insane weather that is arguably borderline not flyable. I'll give you the METAR from the closest airport. The wind was 040 degrees 24, gusting 44 in a very low visibility environment. Altimeter 29er 27. So center should be online here soon. We're headed to Anchorage, so we should be getting in contact with me here soon. It might be a bit. It might be a while first. It might be a while before, but how long have we been online for? 3 hours 20 minutes. It's kind of a coin flip whether or not we're gonna get them for. Yeah, we're out of their airspace still. We are out of their airspace a little. We should be getting them here soon. But soon is relative, so. This is a 1,000 plus nautical mile leg. Yeah, it's kind of a coin flip right now. Kind of a coin flip. Alright, continue our climb. We nearly wrecked the aircraft there. We very nearly wrecked the aircraft there. Not the day to get an A321 out of it. Not the day to get an A321 out of it. That was stressful. Just barely got off the end of the runway. Is when we rotated. Simbrief said that the numbers were fine. They were not. Not in any way, shape, or form. And that was a toga takeoff, so full thrust with flaps 3, giving the aircraft the best possible chance. And we got to the end of the runway and only just rotated then. Actually rotated way before our official rotate speed. And of course there's a mountain that we couldn't see right at the end of the runway. So yeah, we very nearly wrecked the aircraft there. Very nearly wrecked the aircraft. At least we're somewhat stable now. We're flying through turbulence, but to be expected. Turbulence is to be expected. Especially with a wind this horrendous. Alright. Now that we're past that, those off. Holy, this turbulent. This is like one of those airports that I'd take a 777 to. If it was big enough. because the 777 can handle the winds just fine. You know what we need? We need Cat 3 takeoffs. That's what we need. We need Cat 3 takeoffs. Auto thrust on the takeoff. Okay. Tell the plane, use full thrust, but maintain your own center line, and maintain your, and at the right speed, rotate. And we'll pull back on something if we need to reject. That's what we need. Cat 3 takeoffs. Alright. Let's see here. Alright. Damn, we are really getting blown around up here. Direct. I feel like that might make it worse. I feel like that might make it worse. Do Charlie Dodge Bravo. I feel like that'll probably make it worse, to be honest. Oh, even then, actually, Dut is in their airspace, so go ahead and erase that right now. Alright. It's been an interesting day. Been a very, very interesting day. I had to lead Black Friday, which it went fine because I had plenty of people, but still, it's a little annoying. Got home and I was like, "That's it. I want my sim. I want my flight sim back." Then yesterday morning was interesting because I went flying with David and the AirNott crew. Went from I believe it was Gatwick to Prague, I believe it was. Gatwick to Prague, I believe it was. So, yeah, it was a round trip. And then Gatwick was a bit challenging just because it was windy and, I mean, visibility was okay. It wasn't great. Landing at Prague was firm, but it wasn't bad. So, what was worse was that I was on 2 hours of sleep. So, alright. Let's see here. Let's begin to, out of curiosity, what is the situation looking like arriving into Anchorage? Let's see your data. An ATC comm. ATSU data link. AOC menu. Weather. Papa Alpha November Kilo, I believe it is. Oh, sorry. No, Charlie. That's what it is. The request. METAR. Yes, no need for TAF. Alright, this is looking much more reasonable. The wind is 150 degrees, 3 knots. Altimeter 3009. Temperature -3, dew point -4. Visibility 10 statute miles. Clouds few at level at about 1300. Okay, not bad. Not bad. This is looking much, much better. Much, much, much better. A bit of a quiet goal tonight to get to Vancouver, but I think we're only gonna get to I think we're only gonna get to Anchorage tonight. Just because I have a small headache right now and I'm a little tired from Black Friday. Alright. Yeah, we are getting blown around up here. Anchorage is still in line, so hopefully we get lucky. Oh, the other day, we passed over 800 hours on VATSIM. And I kind of have a quiet goal to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, but I don't think 1,000 is going to happen. I don't think 1,000 is going to happen by the end of the year, but 900 definitely will. But we are really close. We're not that far off from 1,000 hours on VATSIM. We are really not that far off. Certainly by the end of the year is what I'm hoping for 900. And at this rate, we're gonna begin to speed through these around the world legs. We're only 50% done, but we're gonna pick up the pace. We're gonna begin to really speed through them. We're gonna put in 9-10 hour nights here. Yeah, we're gonna, and for the most part, the rest of the legs. Once we get to Vegas, a lot of the legs that we have are quite short. That said, that we have some aircraft restrictions on some of the legs while crossing the Atlantic. Just in terms of A319 max auto brake, because the airports are so small. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But for the most part, aside from a few legs, after we get to Vegas, it'll be full speed ahead, and we're going quite fast on stuff. And they're all short legs for the most part, so. In terms of when we're going to get to Honolulu, because we are going to make a pit stop once we get to Vegas for that, I was thinking we have Baltimore Heathrow to do. So if I look at my calendar, assuming I don't feel like absolute dog shit, which the past 2 weeks I've gotten home and I've not been feeling great. And I'm not feeling 100% right now either. Alright, so there they go. Anchorage is gone. There they go. Anchorage just went. And it was to be expected. Let's see here. So Monday we'll probably do our. So Sunday will probably be off for the night. Monday night will probably be our Baltimore to Heathrow. Tuesday night we'll get from Vancouver to Vegas. Wednesday night we'll probably do our Heathrow to Baltimore. So Thursday night I might want the night off, but probably Thursday or Friday of next week we should be getting to Honolulu. At least that'll be the goal anyway. Honolulu, probably Thursday or Friday night of next week. So that's the plan anyway. We'll go Honolulu to Vegas. We won't go Vegas to Honolulu. We'll go Honolulu to Vegas. That's the plan. That's the plan for right now. So, alright. We are still getting blown around like crazy up here. What is our speed? No clue. Performance. .78 in terms of our speed is what's estimating. 0.78. So it's a little faster than where we're going right now. Then again, we're also getting blown around right now. So yeah, no, this here is major. This here is moderate turbulence right here. It's not severe yet. Severe is when you begin to really go up and down, or up and down. Not at severe yet, but we are at moderate. Definitely not light turbulence. Alright. Not looking too shabby now, are we? Not looking too shabby now. Okay, when you begin to look at it from this point, you begin to wonder, is it severe turbulence? No, it's still moderate. Even though you can clearly see how much we're getting blown around. You can clearly see how much we're getting blown around. Alright. Just go ahead and take a look at the AirNott Discord. Alright. Alright, open up Minecraft here in a moment. We got about 2 hours. Well, no, we got a little longer than that. We might get to Vancouver tonight. Don't know yet. We might, though. We might. Certainly the plan, anyway. Certainly the plan is to get to Vancouver. There's an aircraft headed to ADAK. What on earth? The hell? Wrong buttons. There's an aircraft headed to ADAK. What the hell? From passing. Where are they on the map? From Passy to... Is that them right there? No. I don't know where they are. Ah, it's a VFR aircraft. Alright. From Passy, yeah, I don't know. Aha. Aha, that makes sense. That would make a lot of sense. I can see them. You're off to ADAK. That is not going to be fun for them. What are they in? What are they in? EG&T. Interesting. They are in Cody. I have never heard of that. Ah. That's interesting. I wish them all the best of luck, but it's not exactly something that I'd be doing right now. Landing into ADAK is not exactly something I'd be doing. I'd be looking for a diversion, because those winds, and we're getting blown up around, and we're climbing still. But we're almost there, and we're getting blown around up here. Just imagine what it is on the ground right now, because it was quite rough when we were on the ground a few minutes ago. No ADC required. Yeah, it was quite horrendous a few minutes ago. Alright, let's go direct that waypoint and see if that helps out with the triplets a little. Usually in a situation like this, you'd want to, what's the word? Usually in a situation like this, you'd probably want to, do a different route than what SimBrief gave us, but, I'm too lazy. I am way too lazy right now. I am peckish right now. I have no clue what to eat. Oh dear. Thought we were getting blown around before. We're getting... Oh, take a look at this now. Right now it's insane right now. My goodness. My goodness. I don't know what to say to the passengers, aside from I'm sorry that this flight is so rocky. Yeah, remind me never to come to this part of the world again. Especially not in the winter. Especially not in the winter. Remind me not to come to this part of the world. Alright, let me take a look here. Amount of things to talk about, to be honest. Don't really have that many things. Oh, PMDG, the 737 is going into early access this weekend. The PMDG 737 fleet goes into early access this weekend. I do believe that they're going to have an upgrade cost, which I will happily pay for. Yeah, no, it goes into early access this weekend. Actually, I'm curious about what that looks like. And then they get to work on a 747. And they're gonna focus on the 747. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, once they finish up the 737s for 2024, holy, they're going to work on. They're going to begin to work, or they're going to finish up the 747s. And they're going to start with the 100, I believe. I'm most interested in the 400. The 400 seems like it would be quite decent to fly. We can fly that thing all day long, I believe. We're gonna plan on flying the 47 quite often, especially if it's good. Hopefully the Dash 400 for the 747 is pretty good. At least that's the hope. And then they did say that they were going to make a Dash 8 as well. They did say that they were going to make a Dash 8 for that thing as well. So I'm very, very interested to see what that looks like. I'm also very interested to see how they're going to do this new feature for the 747. Because the 747 is so old, you really do need 2, if not 3 pilots to fly the thing. So they're going to do is they're doing some kind of weird thing where they're going to allow you to control what you do exactly, how much you do, how much everyone else does, right? So I'm very curious on how they're going to do that. I'm very curious on how they're going to do that implementation, because obviously no one wants to learn a 60-year-old aircraft every little bit of how to fly it by yourself as well. It'll keep you quite busy. No one wants to do that thing, or no one wants to do that. So yeah, I'm very curious on how they're gonna do that. Are they actually gonna model their own co-pilot, or are they gonna do something else weird? Or is it gonna be automated through the FMC or something? Actually, I don't even think the original Dash 400 has an FMC, to be honest. I don't think it even has an FMC, to be honest. I really don't know. Either way, I'm looking forward to flying the Dash 400, definitely. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that these are all different planes, so it's going to take them a while. It'll take them the next 3 or 4 months to get that thing out. You have to remember that at the end of the day, the difference between the 100 and the 200 isn't that much, but the difference between the 1 and 200s going to the 400, and especially the Dash 8, the difference there is insane. The difference there is massive. So either way, I'm very much looking forward to flying the Dash 400, and then I believe afterwards they're going to work on a Dreamliner. I believe afterwards they're working on a Dreamliner is what I believe they've said, and I'm looking forward to that thing. I'm looking forward to having a decent usable Dreamliner in the sim. So, all right. Holy. We are just getting absolutely blown around up here. What do we want to do? What should we do about this situation here? What should we do? The best direct waypoints gets us in the opposite. We could rely off a radar vector, but I mean, Let me see if I can't try to get a different route from SimRiff real quickly. Edit flight. Can I get a different route? route. That's a bit of a long route. Be something that takes us insanely down. Preferred route. At 115. 3 on. We're on the best route, unfortunately. So in terms of this turbulence, there simply is not anything I can do about this. There's not a single thing I can do about this right now, and that's very, very annoying. All right, our distance. So our time to our destination. We're gonna try a trick that Grumpy gave us the other day. Alright. So our ETA for Anchorage is 1:43 in the morning. That's about 2 hours out. Our distance is 846 nautical miles. And he told me to divide it by 160. And that's roughly how much fuel we need in order to get there. So 5.28. And what do we got right now? In terms of fuel. Right now, in terms of fuel, we have 11,440. So that's 5.3. That's 11.4 minus 5.3. Estimating 6.1 in terms of fuel on board once we get there. It's not bad now, is it? Not bad at all. And Anchorage does not appear to be in diversion territory. Not bad. That's 6.1 plus our 0 fuel weight. The EFB is estimating 6.7, so we'll take that. We'll take the higher number. What is our 0 fuel weight again? Plus 7.11. So that's 77.8. We might be above our maximum landing weight. Alright, let's see here. A321 maximum landing weight. Is this for the Pratt & Whitney engines? What is our maximum landing weight? We may need to fly with some speed brakes up. Especially if we need to lose 2 whole tons of fuel by the time we land. Let's see here. A321, our maximum landing weight. That's 172 in terms of pounds, but I have it in terms of kilos, and that's according to Delta. So 72. 77.8, so we are actually below our maximum landing weight. At least that's the current estimate. So we're currently estimating 7.8. Our maximum landing weight, according to Delta, is 7.8. Is 78 kilos. Sorry, 78,000 kilos. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That's just below our maximum landing weight. Now, if only this thing could actually tell us. If only this thing could actually tell us. Are we a bit more stable now? And we're getting there. We're getting there. Getting a little bit more stable now. Alright, what does Fenix tell us what our maximum landing weight is? I need to get a thing up that says our maximum landing weight. I need to make a little note here that gives us our maximum landing weight for every aircraft we fly. For the triple, for the 772, it's quite high. It's 1.8. It's 208, I believe. And so it's like by the time we get over the Atlantic on the 777, we are well below our well below our maximum landing weight. But by the time we arrive at Heathrow, usually by about 30 kilos as well. But with the A320s, I don't know. I don't know for the A320s. A321 IAE. 200 maximum landing weight. All right. Let's see here. According to Airbus, A321. I need the dash 200 for that. So I'm just trying to verify our maximum landing weight with Airbus. They have a chart somewhere. Where is it? Maximum landing weight. So I'm saying 75, 745, 73.5, 745, 745, 755, 778, 778, 778, 775, 775, 775, 778, 773, 792, 773, 772, 773, 792, 792. Kind of don't feel like landing with basically no fuel on board, though. It's not the best of ideas. Seven, 7, 8. Yeah, so that's 778 in terms of our max landing weight then. according to Flight Sim Labs. Alright. Noted. Noted on all that front. I did reduce the fuel, and we've never really had an issue with the 321 before in terms of our maximum landing weight, so we should be fine. Alright, are we a bit more stable now? Oh yeah, we're still getting blown around a little bit, but the worst is definitely behind us now. So, the worst is definitely behind us. Alright, I gotta go grab some food. I'm really hungry right now. I'll be back shortly. And I'll bring my phone with me in case anything happens. Back already. Found some crisps. Found a bag of crisps, sour cream and onion. So I'll just munch on these for a bit. For right now, I am very much paying attention to everything. If anyone wants to say anything in chat. So yeah. Let me see my stomach fast. Alright. I have to use the restroom again, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back now. I'm back. And if this headache doesn't go away here soon, then I'm going to have an issue. I do have a small headache here. In the meantime, though, we might have a bit of a fuel situation on our hands. Because, if we take a look here at the FMC, somehow we're estimating negative fuel on board. Even though I don't think that's true. How long do we have left, though? 620 nautical miles. Just do the math here. 620 over 160. Yeah, we only... my number says they're fine. Estimating... my number says we're only going to use about another 4 tons of fuel. Let's see here. We have 9. We got about 10 now, so my number says we're fine. My number says we're fine for right now. We got a bit of a tailwind. Wait, let's go direct. Tanny, is it? Yeah, go direct Tanny. Turn now direct Tanny. That'll help us out as well. 603 now. 603 nautical miles left now. And over 160, yeah, we should be fine now. We should be fine in terms of fuel. Actually, we got plenty out. We got plenty. Let's see here. So, let's see here. 600 over... yeah, 3.75 tons of fuel now. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. There we go. Now it's correct. Now we're spending 6-7 in terms of fuel. I mean, that's actually 6-7. Not bad. Not bad. So estimating 6-7 plus our 0 fuel weight of 71. 771.1. So yeah, that goes back to our estimate from earlier. We should be well below our maximum landing weight. Aim to get down to about 6.5 in terms of our weight. Actually, couldn't even get down to that. So, fuel. Yeah, we got about 2 hours of extra. 778. Estimating 6. estimating 6-7 in terms of fuel, so that's 711. Six, 7, 7. You're estimating to be at our maximum landing weight. Yeah, okay, in that case. I'm so a little hungry. This will be our only leg for the night. We were so clear I'm not feeling the greatest. Expecting an analyst. We're expecting 07, right? For right now, yeah, that'll work for me. We'll do the Alice. Yeah, and we'll take the, yeah, we'll take the, Hammond. We'll take the Hammond, or sorry, the Neil 7 rival. So we'll plan for arrival. LS 07, right? And the Neil 7 rival. Hammond transition. And what that means is that we can go direct from Alpha Kilo November to Hammond. Yeah, we can go direct from Alpha Kilo November to Hammond. Yep. Estimating 579 now in terms of that, and then our arrival in just under an hour and a half. So, alright, for right now though, I'm really not feeling great. I'm gonna go home 122.8 for right now. Alright, I'm back. I am back for right now. We will take a look at how I'm feeling once we get there. Though I don't think we're gonna get to the next leg tonight. That was kind of a quiet goal of mine, but I'm just really not feeling great right now. Got a small headache. The stomach appears to be getting better, but my head though, the head's getting worse. That's though I did just take something to help out the head. So maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that tonight, I think this will be our final leg for the night, or our one and only leg for the night. And then tomorrow night is our weekly Heathrow to Baltimore. Assuming I'm feeling okay. It's gotten really annoying as well because it feels like I'm getting a headache basically essentially like every day now. It's essentially like every day. From like 8 until 10 or something. There's something wrong with my head. Now I really don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. Ignition is not on. Don't know why it's saying that. Ignition is not on. Let's take a look at this arrival. Just for our planning. So Hammond at or above 250 at Hammond, then at or above 10,000 at Snag. Then Neely, sorry, and then go to Neil. At or above 8. Then Chicken at or above 3. And then Elias at or above 2. And yes, so Elias at 2. Then down to descent glide. Or actually, that's about 14-mile final. So, all right, that's not bad now. That's not bad then. Could be a little bit better, but that's not bad at all. That really is not bad. Yeah, it's not bad then. So that's about as straight in as we're gonna get. Top descent. Estimating top descent at 618 Zulu. So that's not bad now. That's about that's about 40 minutes out. No point in opening up Minecraft right now. Maybe we'll open up Minecraft on the next leg. If the next leg, or if my head is feeling any better, which I don't know if it is. Hopefully it is. I'm praying to God that it does, but if not, then that'll be it for the night because I cannot fly with this headache. Very, very annoying as well. Just wake up tomorrow and see how bad I'm feeling. beginning to feel a little bit better. It's beginning to feel a little bit better, but still not great. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth just gave an order to kill everybody on first strike on suspected drug boats. Okay, 2 men survived mission. Commander ordered second strike to comply with Hegseth's instructions. Interesting. And then someone's comment to that is, I was just following orders, was rejected as a defense at the Nuremberg trials. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh, we got. Now we're going faster now. Let's see here. Turn direct. Hammond. Turn now. Direct Hammond. Alright, estimating 6-8 fuel, so we'll do that then, as we'll begin to fly with some speed brake up. Try to get that estimated fuel on board down to our maximum landing weight of 778. Remember with 6-7 in terms of our estimated fuel on board, that doesn't exactly give us a ton of room. Yep. Fill out the speed brake max. Hopefully we don't have to hold, though it is a possibility. being forced to hold is very much a possibility. We can get our estimated fuel on board down to 6.6. That'd be a good idea. That'd be quite preferable. Make sure we're demanding everything out of the engines as possible. Still not feeling particularly great. Yeah, I think we'll end up landing, even if it's more of a precautionary measure. What we'll end up doing is we'll end up landing, and then we'll call it. I think that's what we're gonna end up doing for the night. Land and call it because it's not great. So here we go. FedEx 777 arrival. We got Delta arrival, and we got us. Then we have how many arrivals are there for Anchorage right now? 7 arrivals. We have a interesting. Have a FedEx. Coming from Shanghai, I believe that is Victor Triple Hotel. They got a ways to go. Here we got FedEx 99900 from Seattle. ETA here soonish. We have Delta with an ETA is 21. We have us with an ETA of 28. Yeah, got a few arrivals. Got a small handful. You got a small handful of arrivals. Yeah, we got a small handful of arrivals into Anchorage. Another one. Somehow we're estimating even more fuel now. Okay, time to tighten up on the speed brake. So our estimated fuel on board went down. Oh, essentially being somehow it went up. Shit. Time to like really pull on the speed brake. Time to like really pull on it. here's what we could do. Yeah, we're getting to our lowest speed possible right now. And I want to become fuel inefficient, but we have a tailwind. Don't want us to, I don't know what to do. We might want to slow our speed down, maybe try to get some flaps out. Maybe go flaps 1, but I mean that does slow us down by a significant amount. Top descent is in a bit at 617. We could try to descend early. I don't know. Could try to descend early. And 330. I mean, yeah, we could descend a little early on. Yeah, we are above our. Okay, well that's doing something. That said, though, here soon we're gonna get an airspeed low warning. So it's back down to 608 in terms of our estimated fuel on board. We might end up going down to what about 6? Let's get back down to 6. Oh, if we can get back down to 6, that'd be preferable. I'm actually like at a loss of words right now for what to do. Have any holds? And you can hold at anchorage. I mean, we have there's a hold at G cap. There's a hold at sag, and we could hold at sag for 1 orbit, for 1 or 2 orbits, so we can give you our maximum anyway. We could hold at snag. That is an option. That's an option. Hold at snag. Hold at snag. We also have a hold at king. Oh, actually, we're not gonna be on that one. Actually, we will. I don't know what to do here because. Yeah, we're gonna stall. So let's chuck that away. While we increase our speed again. But somehow, in all that time we had the speed brake out, somehow we only went down. Or somehow we actually went up in terms of our estimated fuel on board when we needed to go down. I need it to be at least 7.7. I want it to be 7. I don't want us to be landing at 7.78. I want us to be landing at 7.77. That means 7.77 by the time we turn final. Yeah, I'm gonna throw in a hold. I think there's one you, and we're back up to 6.9 now. Yeah. Now we're estimating 6.9 in terms of fuel. All right. In that case. Hold at snag. take up hold. Inbound course for snag is what is it? Not really that I meant to hold at. What's the inbound vector? So it's 242 degrees. So it's the opposite of 242 degrees. Hey Google, what is 242 minus 180? I'll just do the math myself. So 242 degrees minus 180. So that's going to be heading 62 degrees. It'll be right hand turns. It's really a 10-mile distance is 10 nautical miles. Yeah, we'll take up a hold at snag. We'll hold for at least 1 or 2 orbits. That's the plan anyway. We'll hold for at least 1 or 2 orbits at snag. What's Fenix doing? Fenix is in their descent. Delta's in their descent. Yeah, let me go ahead and dot chat. Thanks. Or just verify the runway. Our intentions were a 07, right? Yeah, our intentions were 07, right? I think. Were our intentions. Yep, that was. Alright, they're planning 07 right as well. Perfect. Alright, let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. I'll just keep all the arrivals in the correct runway. So, yeah, this heading's still not great. So top descent is in approximately 19 minutes. We could, we could descend a little early, see if that works off the fuel. Because as we descend, we become less and less fuel efficient. Yeah, let's do that actually. Descend. What do you want to do? 230, I think? What does this authorize us to do? Yeah, let's do 250. Traffic, be advised, speedbird 35 Papa Heavy, sorry, speedbird 35 Papa descending now, down to flight level 250, Anchorage traffic. That puts us at 6.6 now, in terms of our estimated fuel, once we get down to 250. And we can cruise at 250 for a bit. Yeah, that works. And then we might not, and then we probably don't have to hold either. Yeah, then we don't have to hold either. Ascend 250. And make even more speed brake up a little. In our descent, try to really keep that. You will try to really we will try to really keep that speed up. Yeah, speed brakes, full speed brake down to 250. That'll knock off. That'll bring down the speed of fuel on board to 6.6, and at which point in time we will be below our maximum anyway. And once I guess at that point in time we can just go straight in. Shit! Now it's now we're standing 6.7. 6.6 back to 6.6. 6.6.7. If it goes back to up to 6.7, then we might have to continue to hold. Or what we'll have to do, at the very least, is a little extended radar vector. Yeah, I know, we're trying to knock off some fuel. Yeah, it's spinning now 6.6 in terms of fuel. We'll keep flying with the speed of brake. Yeah, we'll keep flying with that speed speed brake. See if we can't get down to estimating 6.5 in terms of fuel once we get there. But right now that's all we can do. But if we get to King and we're still estimating, we're estimating a 6.8 in terms of fuel, then once we get to Snag, it'll be an immediate turn. It'll be an immediate right-hand turn into the hold one orbit, get down to our maximum landing weight, and yeah. Alright, let's see here. We don't even have anything good on sale today. Alexa, turn on Ryan's bed. Alexa, turn on Ryan's desk. Alexa, turn on Ryan's desk. Alexa, turn on Ryan's desk. What's the update on the wind wing throttles? Let's see here. Last I checked, ETA December 14th, so it's over 2.5 weeks. Let me take a look. Could get the 320 panel for you could get the 320 glare shield for $330. That's an option. USB instrument displays for Ooh, that's tempting. $346. I didn't even know that they sold these. Yeah, what a way to upgrade your flight experience. These things don't have any buttons on them, did they though? These guys don't have any buttons on them. Yeah, I guess the button's like an extra add-on, but anything else? The rudder pedals are 295. And I've been looking. What's the update on the tiller? Because I want their tiller. What's their update on the tiller? Because I'm looking forward to that tiller. What's their update on the tiller? Could get the could go after the 737 panel or the 737 thing. Anything? Is it rudder maybe? Twin wings thing on the tiller. Throttle. Joystick. It's been a minute since I last saw anything with the tiller. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using the tiller as well. Alright, still estimating 6.6 in terms of fuel. Alright, so I'm looking here at their thing because I am like genuinely a little interested. Okay, so it has the speed knob, heading, altitude, vertical speed. All your, of course, all your autopilots. So the course we don't need. The N1 we don't need. I actually don't know if this thing will work with the 7-7 with the triple. The 777. That will change. That is legitimately useful. VOR loc. That I would never use. Approach mode. Yes, would want to use that. Vertical speed mode. Yeah, altitude hold. Yeah, that's all important to have. Heading select mode. Yes. Level change mode. Yes. Speed. I think it's the other option is continuous climb. Though in the triple, it's important to note that flight level change mode is kind of like. Yeah, it's important to note that in the 777, flight level change mode is kind of like it's kind of like descend as much as possible while maintaining good speed mode, right? While maintaining selected speed. So, a good example of this is you tell the aircraft to do speed 220 knots. And then you tell it that you want to descend. Let's say you want to descend from like flight level 200 to 150 on an arrival to Heathrow. That's fine and all. But when you go to put in flight level change mode, it'll prioritize maintaining that 220 knots, and then it'll descend with what it can. A vertical speed mode will descend with what you can. It'll prioritize your descent and maintaining whatever you want with that vertical speed, as opposed to the actual airspeed. The VNAV will keep you on that VNAV path, right? Not ideal for ATC. When ATC is online, usually you switch over to manage speed mode, and a flight level change mode then. So, yeah. And then there's one more on that. And then I guess you can tell it. Well, you can't really, actually. You can't really. I was thinking that you could tell the plane to expedite descent, but you can't use that in the Airbus, or you can't use that in the triple. The triple doesn't have that. The triple has vertical descent. I'll show you. The 320s have the expedite descent mode. Enter destination data. That's what it's showing us to do now. Oh wait, so performance. Alright, let me go ahead and actually quickly get the updated METAR from this. Let's go ahead and get the updated METAR from this. So we'll just end here soon. ATSU data link, AOC menu, weather, Papa Alpha, November Charlie. Weather, sorry, METAR. Go and get that printout. Alright. The wind is now 160 degrees, 3 knots. So that's definitely a 17 day. Dew point, temperature 07, dew point temperature -7, dew point -7. Altimeter. Let me go ahead and actually make should be It should be it, actually. Hang on. Yeah, performance, next page. Go ahead and watch while I put this in. The aircraft screaming at me. So, altimeter is 3012. Quite good on it. Temperature -7. So we can probably expect a little bit of a preset on our arrival then, as the temperature and the dew point is same. Visibility is 10 statute miles. The wind is 160 degrees. 3 knots. We can go 142 on. Sorry. Yeah, we can go 147 on the approach speed. 180 in terms of transition flightable. In the US, it's always flightable 180. Actually, kind of nice to have that as well. And then what's our borrow? We'll set it up for. Actually, we could set it up for a Cat 3 if we needed to. I mean, actually, it's 10 statute. It's 10 statute miles visibility. So hopefully we should be fine for Cat 1. 332. Yeah, it'd be 332 in terms of the in terms of the borrow. 332 on the borrow. And then flight plan 6.5 in terms of fuel. Speed breakaway now. Speed breakaway. Direct between. And we can pass up on the hold now. We can pass up on the hold. Alright, we're about to be in a descent. Here soonish. Yeah, this will be our one and only leg for the night, I think, because the next leg, which is Vancouver, yeah, so the next leg, which is actually, yeah, so we're going up to Vancouver next. Let me take a look here. I mean, take a look at what our next leg is like. Yeah, it's actually farther than this leg. We could get to Vancouver tonight. Let's see how I'm feeling once we land. Because if I'm feeling like absolute dog shit, then yeah, no. Actually, yeah, no, we won't actually be able to get to Vancouver tonight. Cause I'm still not feeling great. The headache's still there ever so slightly, and the stomach is not feeling great either. So yeah. And then after Vancouver, let's see here. It is. Actually, we'll knock out the next 4 legs in a day. 4 or 5 legs in a single day is the goal. Let's see here. Martin is. Alright. We need to really press on with the around the world. We gotta really press on the around the world. We might take a bit of a break from the Baltimore Heathrows, to be honest. So here, Joanna is leg 12. More like 31. We gotta maintain our lead. James is. Let's see here. James is also catching up. James is also catching up. 2-9. So, again. Yeah, we are exactly 50% done right now with around the world, and we'll be even more done here soon. All right. Now I'm spending 6-1 in terms of fuel. My goodness, where did that come from? Top descent here in a moment. How much fuel do we have right now? Oh, in that case, let's go direct. Let's go direct Elias then. Anchorage traffic speed, we're at 35 Papa, turning now direct. Elias descending now to an altitude of 2,000 feet. Maintain 2,000 feet until established ILS 07 right. Localizer when established we descend. Anchorage traffic. Minus 2,000 feet per minute. That works for me. It's not bad actually. It's not bad at all. And try to be level 2,000 literally. So that's what I'll end up doing. And we'll keep because we're in icy conditions, we'll keep the anti-ice on. Yeah, we'll 100% keep the anti-ice on. In terms of speed, we'll go 330 knots. We'll maintain speed 330 knots for now. And anchor traffic speed for 35 Papa, gonna maintain speed 330 knots for until approximately 12,000. Anchorage traffic. Let's see here. Delta is still very, very high. Delta is still very, very high. FedEx is touching the runway right now. And the arrivals begin. Korean is start up in position right now, or beginning their taxi. And they're in a 7-7 long range. Triple long range. Not bad. Might do the next few legs in a triple. Not, because you clearly need it. And you're having a hard time maintaining speed 330 knots. You very clearly need it, you stupid plane. You very, very clearly need the speed brakes out. And once we get over these mountains, to be honest, looks like we are sent all the way down. Or once we get over these mountains, by the looks of it, we are good in terms of being clear of mountains. The 320 and the 321. Not a bad aircraft now, is it? can clear that out. I'm very well aware of what we are doing. And I've chosen to stick with it. Time for first pursuit. Alright, altimeter 3012. On the altimeter. Now that's the nice thing about the Boeings. You can actually set this in advance. And then when ATC says altimeter 3012, it's a simple press a button and it's already in. It's as simple as pressing a single button. And it's already in, so. We have, roughly speaking, 74 miles to touchdown. We have, roughly speaking, 74 miles to touchdown. We can slow the rate of descent a little. What is Delta doing? That was just coming from. Holy shit! That was just coming from Boston. What? That's not short. Now is it? 8339. Sure. Oh, they're in the 350. Because they can 3 or 2 minutes. Anchorage traffic, speedbird 35 Papa, slowing speed now to 5 knots. Anchorage traffic. Speed now to 5 knots. Pull up on the, yeah, I was trying to avoid passage, but it happened. Unfortunately, it does happen at times. Play over speed ever so slightly. Roughly 58 knot. Sorry, roughly 56 miles to touchdown now. We're still to 210 by the time we turn final. Arrival runway 07 right. I don't see an international terminal here at Anchorage. I guess theoretically they're all pretty much international. I guess that Anchorage is like only international. I guess because in order to get to Anchorage, you kind of have like no choice. You kind of have to go international. I guess anyway. In order to get from any place meaningful at Anchorage, you kind of have to go international. So I guess the entire airport, I guess, is theoretically international. Even if it's like a domestic flight from like LAX to whatever, you're still gonna go over Canadian airspace, which means it's still technically international, even though your destination and your destination and even though your departure and your destination is technically the same country, but it's still technically an international flight because you have to go over international waters and you have to go over international and you have to go international in order to get there. So. Thank you. So here we have a 10,000 foot run rate, right? Or something absurd like that. Anyway, it's one. By the way, that's here. It's a what? 10,000 foot runway? Something like that. 12,000 feet. 12,000 foot runway. I'd break 2. No reason to do anything else. If we were landing on 07 left, then okay. But we're not. Anchorage traffic speedbird 35 HAPA expediting rate of descent. So we were level altitude 2,000 feet, a little before, about 10 miles before Elias. Then we will slow speed 210 knots. Anchorage traffic. Alright, what is Delta doing? That they might be a sleepy pilot, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they're far beyond the point where I'd expect them to be turning in. Wait, are they descending? They are, a little. We might do the next leg tonight. I'm feeling a little bit better now. Well, it's only going to be a 2 hour leg. 4 a.m. 4 a.m. arrival. Yeah, we can try to do the next leg, I think. Well, we'll see how I'm feeling once we get on the ground.
Anchorage traffic, train air 252 is going to be departing runway 33, and
2,500.
Bridge 1 departure. Bridge.
Sorry, you cut out there. Could you say the last bit again? Anchorage traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa, slowing speed now 210 knots until established ILS 07 right. About 5 miles till we turn final. Anchorage traffic. Localizer up. Approach mode on. Cleared ILS 07 right approach. Right, enough crisps, you dumb fat fuck. Alright. Yo, cam is up. Anchor traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa, turning final now. ILS approach runway 07 right. It's about a 15-mile final. Anchorage traffic. Speed 160 knots until 4-mile final. Be 160 knots. Sorry, 170. Call that localizer established in a moment. Should get updated meter real quickly. Alpha Charlie November. Sorry, November Charlie. Meta, yes. Five, four, three, two, one. The wind is still 160 degrees, 3 knots. Alright. CTAP frequency is 118.300. Anchored traffic, last call on Unicom 122.8. Speedbird 35 Papa, now 10-mile final. Sorry, make that about 13-mile final. ILS approach runway 07 right, switching over to CTAF frequency now 118.300. Anchorage traffic. Anchorage traffic, Speedbird 35 Kappa, 10-mile final now. ILS approach runway 07 right, slowing speed now 160 knots until 4-mile final. Anchorage traffic. Alright, get more flaps going. Flaps full going. 7.5 miles now. Gear. Time to get the gear down. Speed brake armed. Speed brake armed. Alright. Landing checklist. Gear is down. Landing lights are on. Cabin is ready. Flaps are full. Final approach speed. What is that again? 147 knots for the final approach speed. Let's see here. Alright. We're almost localizer established. Sorry, we're almost glide slope established. Right now we are only localizer established. Alright. Looking better. Anchorage traffic, Speedbird 35 Kappa. Glide slope established now. ILS approach runway 07 right. Once again, maintaining speed of 160 knots until 4-mile final. Currently about a 5-mile final. Anchorage traffic. Can begin to reduce in a moment. Alright. All the anti-ice on. Anchorage traffic, Speedbird 35 Kappa, now 3.5 mile final. ILS approach runway 07 right, reducing final approach speed to 147 knots. Traffic. Alright. 1,000. Final call, Anchorage traffic, Speedbird 35 Papa. Now short final on the ILS approach runway is 07 right. Final call, Anchorage traffic. Takes over by hand in a moment. Feels very steep to me. Appears very, very steep to me. To my liking. Alright, take this over by hand in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My controls. Continue approach. Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh dear. With a bounce as well. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was not fun. I felt that bounce as well. Oh dear. Had my Brussels moment right there. Had my Brussels moment right there. Manual braking. Oh dear. Just had my Brussels moment there. Bounced into Anchorage. Newsky will not be thrilled about that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anchorage traffic, speedbird 35 Papa is now vacated runway 07 right. Caution crater on runway. Alright, let's see here. Let's taxi stand Bravo 9. Taxi Bravo 9 via cross runway 07 left. On to Golf. And on to Echo. So GSX we're going as well. Concourse B. Alright, APU on. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anchorage traffic, speedbird 35 Papa. Crossing now runway 07 left to continue on Gulf. And then it'll be a right turn onto Echo, stand Bravo 9. Anchorage traffic. Auto breakaway. Yeah, let's try to get to Vancouver, I think. Let's try to get to Vancouver.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 52 is just passing Tom at 5,000 on the 405 arrival. Expecting ILS runway 15, Anchorage.
I can see what it means. Not exactly. Great. Bit of a sharp turn right there. Stand Bravo 9. Why do they have the tug in the way? Why do they have the tug in the way? The most we can do is park the thing correctly. Sorry, tug. Maybe it's available, right? Yeah, it is.
Anchorage traffic, Alaska 52 is over card at 3,000. Initial approach, ILS runway 15, Anchorage.
Pardon, fetch skew. What? Beg your pardon? I see that now. See that now. Anti-ice off. Alright, let's go and get the ground power. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it for the day. Here, it's a little sleepy. I'm just a little tired, to be honest. Alright. Beacon's off now. Closed flight. Alright, that's... What is the damage looking like? What is the damage? 9.75, okay. 9.75. It's not that bad. Not that bad. See, Newsky said it wasn't bad. Overall, I aim for better. 9.75 though. Not bad. But I mean, that landing was not great. What the fuck do you mean challenging conditions? Okay, here's the METAR I have. What do you mean challenging fucking conditions? It's not challenging at all. The wind 160 degrees on runway 17. 160 degrees, 3 knots. That's what I have. I mean, dew point -7, temperature -7. But it wasn't. It was not challenging conditions at all. I mean, the wind was calm. It was calm. It was wind calm. So.
Fingers traffic, the last 52 is over cancel. Short funnel, let's run 15, drift down.
Alright. Should we watch this guy's landing? This guy again. Alaskan. Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. I'm just trying to think through. Alright. Should we get down to Vancouver is the question. By the time we get, I'm thinking no, just because it'll be a little late for us. I got it. We'll watch this guy land. We shall watch this guy land. So that's what? 737, I believe. Yeah, the 737. L, so. Don't know. They're on the short finder now. Alright, well, in that case, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna get to bed after this landing. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been a blast. Actually, no, it hasn't. But tomorrow night, Heathrow to Baltimore. Probably about an 8-hour long flight, to be honest, if these winds continue. Haven't yet taken a look at what the winds are, but tomorrow night, we're gonna aim for a little earlier than tonight. We're gonna aim for about 9:30 is my goal, though I don't know if that's gonna happen, to be honest. So anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been a blast, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Or actually, sorry, tonight actually. So long.